Scroll Patrol.
Scroll Patrol.
All right, Jeremy, go ahead and click on that link and let's get your reaction to this video. We're actually starting to get videos in from people on Instagram. So if you have a Scroll Patrol video or financial advice video that you want us to review, good, bad, in between, send it to my DMs, Jeremy's DMs, podcast@personalfinanceclub.com, and we'll review it.
And as always, I have not seen this at all. This is my true, authentic, honest reaction. Jen chooses this ahead of time, and I'm clicking on it right now.
I believe investing in an index fund is like buying that fruit bundle at the grocery store that might appear cheaper, but in the middle of it, you might have a bunch of moldy, old, and spoiled fruit. Investing in individual assets will give you your control back. You can pick the fruit that appears the most delicious to you. And besides that, most index funds' growth is driven by a handful of companies in them. So my question is, why not just invest directly into those companies instead of blindly following an index that tracks the value of all of these companies that you may or may not even be aware of? By investing in an individual asset, you actually become a shareholder of that company. You can allocate how much you individually want to invest in that company, and you get other benefits like dividend payments. That way you can support the companies that you actually truly love, and you won't accidentally invest in a company that completely goes against your moral values that may be hidden somewhere inside that index.
I hate this.
Are you crying, Jeremy?
I think it's from allergies, and I'm partially from this video. So, you know, I think
I hate the music,
favorite...
first of all. I want to start there. I hate the music.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on with that.
And what is she? Is she like dancing around a...
Hopefully we don't get booted off of
something?
YouTube for this elevator music, but
awful. Hopefully it's royalty free. We'll see. But yeah, so my least favorite type of videos are these ones that are based in truth, which this one is, and then come to this completely wrong conclusion because it's likely to trick people, right? And so what she's saying is she kind of understands index funds mostly correctly, which is, yeah, it's a basket of stocks and you buy them in proportion to their size, and the growth has been driven by the biggest companies. And I'll also give her credit for saying, yeah, there might be companies that don't align with your moral values, which I think is maybe the one point that I actually agree with of hers. But one thing that's very factually wrong is she said if you invest individually, you get dividends. If you buy an index fund, you get all the dividends from all those companies. You absolutely get dividends with an index fund. And so, for example, if you buy an S&P 500 index fund, you could buy 7 of the stocks you like and get dividends from those stocks, or you could buy all 500 in an S&P 500 index fund, and you get the added up dividends from all those different stocks. But her main point here is really that you're buying bad companies and you should just buy the good ones. And the problem with that is it's just not true. For example, if I went back to the year 2000 and bought an index fund, the biggest companies that were the best companies in the fund would be companies like AT&T, IBM, ExxonMobil, General Electric. These are the companies that drove the amazing growth of the 90s, right? Are those the companies you should have been buying back then? If she made this video in 1999, she would basically say, why would you buy the bad companies when you could buy General Electric, when you could buy IBM? And, those stocks are still in the index. They're still companies doing fine, but it means you wouldn't be buying NVIDIA. You wouldn't be buying Tesla. You wouldn't be buying Netflix. You'd be buying Blockbuster, not Netflix, right? And so
Blockbuster.
It's totally true, right? Because Blockbuster was crushing in 99.
They were.
But that's the beauty of the index fund is, as Jack Bogle says, don't look for the needle in the haystack, buy the haystack. If we could just buy the biggest companies, you could if you wanted, but then you're missing the growth of the future, right? And the index fund guarantees that. And so it's just, and study after study after study have looked at that, and individual investors, experts, mutual fund managers, hedge fund managers can't individually pick stock and predictively beat the market over time. A few occasionally do, in my opinion, and based on those studies, it's just luck, not skill, as anyone's likely to get lucky, or if someone's guaranteed to get lucky if everyone's just doing it randomly.
Right.
But it's skillful trader versus skillful trader. They're all battling it out, charging fees, and they all are going to underperform the index. So yeah, I rate these on an A to an F. I give this one like a D+. It's not I know it's not a failing, but just it's my least favorite type of video because it sounds like this really clever conclusion, but it's just the absolute wrong conclusion, and it's like based in a generally correct understanding of index funds, which I think is going to potentially push people the wrong direction.
Do you think she's trying to sell us something? Like maybe she has a course on how to pick the best stocks or something like that? I didn't do a deep dive on her Instagram or anything.
I don't know who this is, but
yeah.
A lot of times if you're Hank Green, who I love, who is not a finance guy, he just made a video about investing, and he says in it, which I say too, which is if you talk to someone who knows what they're talking about and isn't trying to sell you something, they're going to tell you to buy an index fund because they only have truth and your interest at heart. If someone is saying your 401k is a scam or index funds are dumb, there's probably something they're trying to sell you. And so I don't know this person, but I would virtually guarantee she has some agenda for trashing index funds, or she could just be, just mistaken and making a video about it, which is possible too.
Wow. Is that Hank Green video long form? If it's a short, I might watch it.
It is long. It's about 20 minutes.
20 minutes in 2025.
I know. Who's got time for that? Give me the 3-second version. He says, buy index funds.
That's it. Okay, awesome.